The Nuggets are finally ready to unveil their secret weapon. Trades get confirmed and Vegas hosts the next generation of superstars. Let's get into all that and more today on Nuggets Digest. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Stuart Hicar, basketball fan, Colorado native, and the most trusted man in all of amateur sports entertainment. And that's a fact. Also a fact, and this one's a little bit worrying, did you know only about 10% of you are actually subscribed to this channel, which means almost 90% of you are missing out on some of the best gosh darn basketball analysis this side of the Continental Divide. So if you like what we do here at Nuggets Digest, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay up to date with your favorite Mile High team. Alrighty, what are we talking about today? Well, there's a lot of updates when it comes to trades and free agency, as well as the start of a very exciting week and a half in the middle of the desert in Nevada, and we're going to cover all of it, as well as the return of what a lot of Nuggets fans, I think, are hoping could be a generational player. Let's look at all of that here today. First things first, trades are getting confirmed. Obviously, we got a lot of these reports early, but the way it works is it actually takes a little bit of time for these things to get confirmed. So let's just go through the list and make sure you know who is going to be our stars moving forward. First things first, we've got Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson coming from the Brooklyn Nets. Very exciting, new shooter, young guy, really great energy, and I think he is absolutely pumped to be playing with Jokić. Along with him, Bruce Brown is returning. We're getting him from the Pelicans. He was also with the Indiana Pacers for a spell there. We're returning with a veteran minimum on him, so he's just going to be adding energy to our bench, a lot of depth in the back end. Really excited to have him back, and I think in this picture, he kind of looks like Bugs Bunny. Sort of a Wascally Wabbit thing going on there that I think, I don't know, hopefully you're into as well. Tim Hardaway Jr., that's right. He is also coming to the Nuggets in a small trade. Really happy with this as well. Again, all about depth, all about adding guys who you can confidently lean on during some of those non-Jokić minutes. So super happy to have Tim on the team, as well as Jonas Valanciunas. It seems like things have been confirmed. A lot of this Greek drama back and forth seems to have to do with his agent not understanding the Nuggets deal and just assuming they would let him out of it. Weird stuff. Hopefully Valanciunas is all okay with the situation he's in right now. He can head to Greece next year, but for now, we need his help as a strong center backup for Jokić on our way to get another championship. Okay, so that is all of our little acquisitions so far. There might be a few little shifts around here and there before the actual season starts, but for now, I think we're looking like one of the best teams in the West, and it's only going to get better from here because Summer League starting, baby. That's right, about 2 weeks out in Vegas where young players get a chance to show off some skills in a pretty low-stakes environment. You know, players who do really poorly in Summer League, normally that doesn't always translate to the league, and people who do really well in Summer League, that always doesn't mean that you're going to be an all-star moving forward. But it is a really helpful way to understand where guys are standing just at their pace, at the way they like to play, and how they might fit into the team. But it also gives an opportunity for young guys like our young core to show off and hopefully gel a little bit more as teammates. Who do we have here? Well, Julian Strother, guard, skinny boy, great floater, great three-point shooter. Hoping he makes a big jump next year as well. Next to him, Peyton Swatson, defender extraordinaire, who I think is hopefully going to be working on his three-point shooting in the offseason because he could have really helped us out in the playoffs, and here and there he had a big play, but I don't think he is exactly at the level we need him to be to get as many minutes as he could deserve. But who's that? Who's that at the end? Uh-oh! It's Daron Holmes II. That's right. If you remember, Daron Holmes was actually the 22nd pick from the Denver Nuggets last year in the 2024 draft. And unfortunately, he got a horrific Achilles tear in the preseason, so he was not able to play at all last year. Now, he's like a 6'9" power forward generally. But he may be playing the 5 during Summer League just because of how many centers we actually have on the squad. They might play him a few different positions just to see what his possibilities are. But the big news about this is just the fact that we do have Daron back and we get to see what he is actually going to show off. I really do believe that, like, Daron Holmes has some special qualities that I think could fit really well in the AG, the Aaron Gordon spot we have on that team, that dunker, that help power forward, that strong guy under the net who's cutting, setting really hard picks, hopefully could be a knockdown three-point shooter. We don't, obviously know that just yet. But I really liked Daron. I liked what I saw from him playing at Dayton. Some of his highlight reel is really, really great. And it's one of those things where when you have a guy on your team, a rookie on your team, you just want to know if he has what it takes or not. Obviously, an Achilles tear is a pretty serious injury, so that's not something guys are just going to automatically bounce back from. And it's definitely going to be difficult considering he didn't get a whole lot of practice in the actual league, so it's not like he knows what he needs to be coming back to. He's going to have to make both the transition of coming back after an injury as well as the transition into an NBA offense, the speed, the better defense. These are grown men you're going against. It is an entirely different game, and you hear players talk about that all the time. Who gave them their welcome to the NBA moment? I'm not sure Daron Holmes has really had his welcome to the NBA moment, so it could be a slow start this season, but again, the Summer League is going to be our opportunity to really know, okay, what kind of skills does he have? What are his capabilities? What does he feel strongly with? Is there a few minutes, especially during the regular season, where we could get him on the floor looking more comfortable? If you remember last year, Jalen Pickett, guard on the Nuggets, really struggled in Summer League, really didn't look great, but when he was on the floor during the regular season, he was hitting threes at a clip that was pretty impressive, and he was playing way above that level, which, again, means you can't put 100% of your stock on Summer League performances to tell you how someone's going to do in the actual league, but it's fun to watch, and it's exciting to see where our rookies are going, and who knows, you have a big splash in Summer League, it could give you an opportunity to get some more minutes earlier in the season during some more important games down the line. But let's see what Daron Holmes has to say about his whole rehab, coming back from the Achilles tear. Again, such a huge injury, such a change to play style, you got to do a lot of rehab, but how's he feeling about it? Well, here's a quote from him on that rehab. It can be pretty difficult because you have to trust what the trainers are saying. I might try to fight back and say, no, I want to get shots up, but I have to listen. They went to school for 8+ years doing that. I grew up playing basketball, so that's the fight. It's more of a mental thing. And I think a lot of NBA players and athletes in general will tell you this same thing. Sometimes you just feel like your body is ready to get back on the field, back on the court, wherever it may be. And, obviously, PT, physical therapists are going to be telling you, no, you are not ready, and you just need to keep listening to them. Sometimes guys can fight through and come back a little bit faster than necessary, but when you're working with an Achilles injury, something that severe, and you're this young, it is not worth rushing. It is not worth re-injuring yourself. You just want to get to your best place so that you can really pick up and play hard with the rest of the time you have. Rookie contracts only last a few years. You need to make an impression if you want to keep going. So hopefully Daron gets an opportunity in this 2025 season to do just that. I will say also something about Daron that I think is kind of reminiscent is if we remember Michael Porter Jr.'s struggling draft and issues. Obviously, he had some back surgeries. He had some repeat injuries with his back. And so he dropped down in the draft, and that's how we were able to get him. Remember, originally, he didn't really play his rookie season. He was still injured. He was recovering from a surgery, and he came back and then started to really look like himself over the next 2 years. I'm kind of looking forward to a similar hopefully timeline with Daron. I would love to see him gain some confidence this year, and maybe his year 3 can be a time where he really makes an impact on the bench. Again, Peyton Watson, Julian Strother, and him would be a really cool young threesome to see out there. So I have my fingers heavily crossed for Daron. I would love to see things work out for him. But last thing to show you, obviously, is going to be our schedule. We have 4 games, and there could be some extras depending on how these go. But the 10th, the 12th, the 15th, and the 17th, we are going to be playing at least 2 teams who I'm really interested to see these young players go head-to-head, Clippers and the Timberwolves. We play them a lot, obviously, in the regular season. So I'd be excited to see how these young cores match up with each other. It could kind of be a preview game of maybe some of our future regular season and playoff games down the road. And as you know, if you're a Nuggets fan, the Timberwolves and the Clippers are folks we meet quite a bit in the playoffs. So having an early look at some of their up-and-comers may be helpful for you as a fan and helpful for those players out on the floor. But of course, those are just my opinions. What do you think? Do you agree with my very good takes, or do you think I should be sent to Vegas to stand out in the sun for a week and a half watching these games from a window looking inside of some trashy bar? That's something I could do. It would be a punishment you could make me do. But again, either way, join the community. Let me know in the comments down below. My name is Stuart Hicar. This has been another perfect video. And until next time, go Nugs.